All right, so our question is, what has been your biggest failure in life so far?
Biggest failure.
This is so hard for you.
Yep, we got deep with people from all over the world.
We're on a mission to make personal growth fun and create a community of free-spirited friends who dare to be happy through the ups and downs of life.
We're Stan Rach, and this is Soul Ride.
You see, we believe failure shouldn't be seen as a negative. Instead, we've rewired our brain to view failure as a rich stream of information that can allow us to extract valuable lessons to help us move forward more fluidly in life.
So, during the calls we had with our subscribers, we asked some of you about your biggest failures and what you learned from them to show you that no matter how badly we failed, there's always something positive to take away from it.
We actually recorded these live during our video calls, so the audio and visual quality aren't great, but stick to the end because there are some super powerful stories and lessons in here that we're sure are going to add value to you guys, so roll the clip!
That's a good one. Okay. Failing to recognize that I am capable of teaching myself and growing myself beyond the framework of higher education. To take responsibility for filling your own knowledge gaps and to recognize that you can grow in that way is insanely powerful in order to progress towards the goals that I want.
So many. My biggest failure in life so far has been not putting more effort in making strong connections with friends. I have a huge number of connections of people that I know, but when I need a true friend, I can maybe say that one or two people, and that I regret. Because I did not take this time to make more friends, now I want to put myself out there again, to immerse myself in the new culture with new people, strangers who are friends in disguise. And that's the takeaway. It's never too late. You can always start again, making new friends and new experiences together, which is really exciting. So yeah, it's really exciting. Oh, never too late.
Should I say, should I not say? When we were young, me and my cousin, we used to play together, and we had a cousin who was older. So one day he took us to a room and asked us to undress. So I told my cousin we ran away, but she couldn't run. So I was able to escape, but I left her there, and for some reason he tried to threaten us, so I never told anyone. That was my biggest failure because I never told anyone. I never rescued her, and I never said about it. I never talked about it until now. Whenever I go on a place and then we meet girls and then we become friends, I always start with like, can we have girls code? Maybe you go somewhere and then something doesn't go well and you want to be, it's uncomfortable. So you just text me this word. You don't have to tell me what is going on. So I'll just come there.
I think my biggest failure in life so far has been decision making in terms of waffling. The only thing that I would see as true failure is actually knowing the answer of what I want to do or what I need to do, but not doing it. Instead, just questioning, going back and forth, waffling, and making it seem like this whole sort of debate when deep inside I know the answer. The biggest lesson from waffling is after I do make the decision and I immediately know it's the right one, it tells me that I don't need to waste any more time the next time a big decision comes around and I know the answer inside. Those times forward, I try to just really stick with my gut in the beginning.
Can you go first?
Okay, I studied, I succeed. I went to a company, I succeed. I got promoted. This is the very first time running my own business and failing at something that it was my responsibility or I took the ownership and not seeing the results that I want. I feel that's a big failure for me professionally. I think it's asking for help. It's so hard and so simple, right? It's like, just ask for help, it's so easy. But no. And this is the very first time where I'm feeling that I'm needing the help of someone else to be able to achieve what I want.
One of my biggest failures this is more personal, not professional. I was engaged before I met Fran, and it was a failed relationship. It was so bad that I was trying really, really hard to make the relationship work. And because I was trying trying really hard. I lost everything that who I am, who I wanted to be, and that was a failure. My biggest lesson is to never ever lose yourself, because you can never ever make someone happy. It's not your responsibility. It's each person's responsibility, and it's my responsibility to make myself happy. So I need to make sure that I'm happy, and then I can make everyone around me happy.
Not being able to recognize people's psychological state of mind earlier in life. When I was 20 years old, my dad killed himself. And if I could have been able to do something or to reach out or to make some type of difference to not lead to that point would qualify, I guess my biggest failure. Any of those situations, like, you can't put all the responsibility on yourself. It's not healthy psychologically. Being able to step back and give yourself some grace is absolutely crucial for moments like that.
Probably my college studies, French studies. I failed 4 times. Gosh, I hate myself for saying that. You know, I was all over the place because of when I was diagnosed with MS and I was facing mourn. When you spread yourself too thin, the truth is you don't really accomplish much, and that I learned the hard way.
I've had like very bad luck with relationships. I would just give them too much importance, accept lesser than I deserve. I would constantly fail to learn how to love myself. I did realize that you really need to love yourself before you can find someone. I love myself now, I can say it.
Last May, my grandfather died of a car accident. For me, my biggest failure is not having too much time to talk to him, to be with him when he was still here. Spend the most time with the people you love. Tomorrow is not certain. Live now the best with the people that you have right now.
The biggest failure was when I left my whole job and I didn't think about the big picture. I left and I was with this amount of money and I do the things that I wanted to do. But then when this money reached out, I can't find a way to sustain myself. So I need to pick up again another job. I need to think. If I want to do these things, I need to find a way to sustain myself. I can still do the things and earn some money.
Biggest failures in my life was not winning project where I would have the possibility to have student exchange program in America, and that was my biggest failure. Maybe to go with the flow. Everything happened because of a reason. It's because we had to learn something from that, or that door opened something for us and we will have another possibility.
I think not having the courage to go skydiving, because I've always wanted to try it, just because it's a really big fear of mine to completely let go and give control over. I think the biggest lesson is to do things in increments, to take small steps towards that. So I tried ziplining. So that was kind of a small step, and it was super scary for me. Some people can just do it, but some people need to work their way up to it.
I'm not believing in myself. I learned that was the biggest failure I've ever made in my life. I removed my true identity to please those around me. The biggest thing I've learned is that life can be super awesome if you just love yourself and know that what you're doing is right for you, and don't let anybody influence your decisions.
My biggest failure is not utilizing my time. The level I'm at right now is nowhere close where I could have been. If I would just focus on what you want, put in the dedication and overcome self-limiting beliefs, I would have gotten much better results.
My biggest failure is probably related to my first startup, and just to make a very long story short, what happened is that our business partners managed to steal the money of the second investment. So we went from being valued at $5 million, which by the way was overpriced, but that's another story, to having to shut down the company completely. And this came with a lot of lessons. The most obvious lesson is you really have to trust who you're gonna do business with, and you need to make sure that you're signing all the proper paperwork to protect yourself. But it also taught me about the main concept of this video, which is not to see failure as a negative thing, but more as an opportunity to grow and improve. And that switch in mindset has been huge for me, and I think it's what has allowed me to pursue persevere and start our current agency, which has allowed us to be profitable and for Rach and I to travel the world and do what we love. So it always reminds me of Steve Jobs' quote that the dots will only connect looking backwards, so you have to trust that things happen for a reason.
Okay, so my biggest failure wasn't a particular moment, but more of an accumulation of moments. When I was younger, I spent a lot of time trying to do things in the hopes of pleasing other people. And I don't think I spent enough time trying to understand if that was what I truly wanted and would make me happy. So all the times that I didn't listen to my gut, my intuition, and did things that probably didn't align with who I believed I was or believe I am and my core values, those are the moments that I really feel like I failed myself. So the biggest lesson that I took from that is to listen to myself more, to trust that I can make the best decisions for myself. And like my dad used to always tell me, to have the courage of my own convictions, to do what I believe is right, even if other people may not approve or agree. That's it.
All right, we done. If you guys made it up until this point, thank you for watching. We hope it was valuable. And honestly, for us, having these calls with you guys has been one of the highlights of the year. It's just been amazing to get to know you guys better. So thank you for everybody that has signed up so far.
We've actually decided that we want to continue doing these calls with you guys. So we've dedicated some time every Sunday to open up. So if you want to come have a chat, you know, you can do that. We put a link down below that you can sign up, do the whole shebang, and everything's sorted.
With that said, we will see you next week. And don't forget,
dare to be happy.